You have $17 in your account and rent is due in 4 days. Your phone buzzes. It's your brother. He needs 80, and you send it. Not because you're foolish, not because you don't understand math. You send it because something deeper than logic is running the show. And until you understand what that thing is, you will never be able to stop. This is not a video about budgeting. It is not going to tell you to say no more often or to put yourself first, because that advice, however well-meaning, completely misses the point. The people who keep lending money they don't have are not confused about finance. They are responding to something ancient, something wired into the architecture of the brain itself, something that helped human beings survive for 100,000 years before banks even existed. Here is the mechanism. When someone you are emotionally bonded to signals distress, financial, physical, emotional, any kind, your nervous system does not ask whether you can afford to help. It triggers. The anterior cingulate cortex, the part of your brain that processes your own pain, lights up in almost exactly the same way as when you yourself are hurting. You are not choosing empathy. You are experiencing it as a physical event. Scientists call this shared neural circuitry. It is the same system that makes you flinch when you watch someone else get hurt. But when it involves people you love and money they need, the signal does not stay abstract. It becomes urgent. Your body reads their financial crisis as a threat to the group. And in the ancient calculus of survival, a threat to the group is a threat to you. Your brain begins pushing you toward action the way hunger pushes you toward food. And here's what makes it so hard to resist. Helping actually feels good. When you send that money, when you solve the immediate crisis, your brain releases a measurable dose of dopamine and oxytocin. Researchers at the National Institutes of Health found that giving activates the same reward regions as receiving. Your brain is not punishing you for helping. It is rewarding you. It is reinforcing the exact behavior that is quietly draining you. But the cost is not just financial. Every time you go without so someone else doesn't have to, your body is absorbing a kind of stress it was never designed to carry chronically. Cortisol levels rise, sleep degrades. The prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for long-term planning and self-regulation, begins to lose the quiet bandwidth it needs to make clear decisions. You become less capable of protecting yourself precisely because you are working so hard to protect everyone else. There is a specific type of person this hits hardest, and it is not the naive or the careless. Research on what psychologists call the fawn response shows that people who grew up in households where love felt conditional, where approval had to be earned, where conflict felt dangerous, learned very early that keeping others comfortable was the price of safety. Giving became a survival strategy, and survival strategies do not retire gracefully. They follow you into adulthood and they manage your wallet. There is also what behavioral economists call the identifiable victim effect. You are far more likely to deprive yourself for one specific person you know and love than you are to donate the same amount to help thousands of nameless strangers. The closer the face, the more powerful the pull. Your sister's eviction notice moves you more than a statistic about poverty ever could. Your brain is not being irrational. It is doing exactly what evolution built it to do. Prioritize the tribe directly in front of you, and the loop tightens over time. Because when you help once, you establish a pattern, not just in the other person's expectations, but in your own neural wiring. Each act of rescue deepens the groove. Neuroscientists describe this as Hebbian learning. Neurons that fire together wire together. Every time the situation recurs and you respond the same way, the pathway becomes more automatic, more reflexive, harder to interrupt. You are not making a choice anymore. You are executing a program. So what does it actually cost you? Not just in dollars, though the dollars matter enormously. It costs you compounding interest on debt you carry because you gave away the money you needed to pay it. It costs you retirement contributions unmade, medical appointments postponed, opportunities that required a deposit you didn't have. The sacrifice is real and it is permanent. The money you gave away in your 30s is not just gone. With compound growth, it represents multiples of itself that will never exist in your future. And the cruelest part is that the people you are sacrificing for often have no idea what it is costing you. You do not tell them. You cannot tell them. Because telling them would mean watching them feel guilty, and your brain will not allow that either. So you absorb the cost silently. You say you're fine. You say it was nothing. And your nervous system files that lie away, and the resentment builds in a place you rarely look, quietly corroding the exact relationships you have been bleeding to protect. Here's the truth that no budgeting app will ever tell you. You cannot think your way out of this with willpower alone. The behavior lives below the level of conscious decision. What you can do, what actually works, is interrupt the circuit before it fires. The pause between the ask and the answer is where your life is either given away or reclaimed. 3 hours, 1 night of sleep, a single question asked in private. If I send this, what specific thing do I go without? Not abstract sacrifice, a named concrete cost. Because you are not a bad person for helping. You are an extraordinarily human one. The same wiring that drains your account is the wiring that makes you someone people trust with their worst moments. The goal is not to become someone who doesn't feel the pull. The goal is to feel it fully and still remember that you exist inside the equation too. That your rent, your sleep, your future, these are not selfish considerations. They are the foundation that makes any helping possible at all.